Hi, I'm Zephyniis Wharton, and I'm a reporter with SMN, and today we're at Eckerd College in her Makerspace, which is a space where students and alumni can come to create their wildest imagination. There is a woodworking spot, there is a metalworking spot, and then you can also create crafts, and you do the sewing machine, and just plenty of things you can do to create whatever you want.
So I'm Professor Ian Potts, and I teach physics here at Eckerd College. I'm also the faculty sponsor for the Makerspace 5.
How long has the Makerspace been in action?
The Makerspace has been a part of Eckerd since about 2015. We started in basically one room in the physics building, and then we're fortunate to get this space as part of a renovation for the new Visual Arts Center.
Whose idea was the Makerspace?
So I had a student in a class that I taught that was using some microelectronics, teaching some CAD, and she was really excited about it and wanted to start a Makerspace. So she does organize. She got the first grant for the Makerspace. She graduated a couple of years ago, got her engineering degree. Worked for a little while, and then is now going to be starting med school in the fall. But she wants to be orthopedics, so to marry for engineering and her interest in meds.
So the school's funding Makerspace?
So at this point, it's a combination of some donations and free, because it's a club, student activity fees go to the Makerspace. So yes, the school is mostly fun.
Okay. Why is it important to have something like the Makerspace in a college, like a community college down?
Yeah, so for me, and working with a student, I was really excited about having a Makerspace because I really want students to get the opportunity to actually build things. And the Maker Review is meant to be about sort of marrying technology with crafting and building skills. And it's a fairly open community, very supportive community. So you can have somebody who's really into the electronics and coding doing something. You can have artists who are interested in sort of mixed media. And I wanted to have an opportunity for students to do this that wasn't part of their class set necessarily, but instead was something they could do if they were interested in. They could try it. There's no grade associated with it. It doesn't go well. And so I also really wanted people to see that building things is not easy. It takes some work, and often your first draft doesn't work very well, and so that was really important.
What has been the biggest project that's been created here?
So the biggest project that's been created here, there have been a variety. There have been some students who really wanted to build their own skateboards and surfboards, so doing some of that work. There have been some folks who wanted to build lofts and stairs for beds. Early on in the Makerspace degree, and had a student build a prototype for an invention that won an inventors competition at USF, and so I think he's working on a patent for it right now. So having a Makerspace was important for that. And then I think you saw in there the Monopoly board with the inlay. That's sort of a marriage of technology and art that becomes maybe some way for students to get a little money on the side.
What are the different types of spaces that can be used to create different projects? What kind of
So the types of resources that we have in the Makerspace are the blacksmithing area here. So students who are interested in blacksmithing, want to learn it, can use the forge, use the anvil, and we do some metalworking. We have a court for some woodworking. We also have 3D printers, which are sort of a staple of a Makerspace. We have crafting space, which means a sewing machine, and that also is an embroidery machine that it can be computer controlled. can make vinyl stickers, and a laser cutter, and laser engraver, and computer controls router. And so anything metalworking, woodworking, to textiles, I would say, are and the range of its feet.
Where are the materials for these projects coming from?
So the materials for project students generally purchase for small projects or for learning, that is provided by the Makerspace, and so that comes out of the student activity fees.
Why is it so important to be able to have people to have an outlet to be able to create things in motivation otherwise?
So I think it's important for students to have this kind of creative outlet because it's different than what's happening in their classroom, and it gives them the opportunity to do something hands-on, or we just explore some things, price and ends out.
Do you have anything else you'd like to add?
No, I don't. I just think it's exciting when students find something that excites them, gets their eyes to light up, and then just be excited about something many. So any kinds of stickers that you see on somebody's computer, if they're a single color, then they tend to be made on a vinyl cutter. Most people will be used to hearing about this. They think of it as a cricket, right? But this is slightly bigger. Also, what I use to make the sign on the side of the mobile makerspace. And then also in here is our laser cutter and laser engraver. So we can do thin material up to about a quarter of an inch, and then it can cut and it can engrave much thicker things. So if we look over here, the kinds of things that people have engraved or cut, the materials that you can cut are wood, plexiglass, and the laser cutter allows you some flexibility, and it's pretty easy to use. You can even make a drawing on a piece of paper. The laser cutter's camera can take a picture of it, and then it can then engrave that in whatever material you want. If you want to put it in leather to make a leather purse or fake leather, if you want to do that engraving in plexiglass, in wood, so you can have a nice wood finish of an engraving, then that gives you a lot of possibilities. So this one, the laser cutter, is the one most people get excited about the fastest because you've got so much flexibility, and it's a pretty low barrier to entry. You don't have to learn a new computer program to use it.
So do you see like a lot of kids and other people around the campus in this room, particularly because of how much flexibility and different types of crafts that you can make in here?
Yeah, this is probably the one that gets the most use because there's a low barrier to entry, right? People like to make t-shirts for their club. They like to make stickers for their club. They like to build things on here. Or frankly, if you just want to paint something, right? So if you want to paint, if you want to crochet, we've got materials for things like that. So it just depends on what people are interested in.
And do you guys use like the Makerspace or just the crafting room for any special events or during certain seasons?
So, and that really becomes up to the students who are running the club. We have in the past had a Women's History Month, so Women in STEM sort of celebration, and so crafts around that were to try to promote women in STEM. We've had activities around any holiday, a Halloween-themed activity. At Christmas, we do Christmas ornaments. And we're looking to, I think, in May, do something where seniors can decorate the top of their mortarboards. So to give them some more supplies, since that's part of the tradition at Eckerd.
Hi, I'm Zephyniis Wharton, and I'm a reporter with SMN, and today we're at Eckerd College in her Makerspace, which is a space where students and alumni can come to create their wildest imagination. There is a woodworking spot, there is a metalworking spot, and then you can also create crafts and either the sewing machine, and just plenty of things you can do to create whatever you want.